guys. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're coming from. I got a lot to say. There's a lot of stuff going on. I've been talking about those 300,000 kids that went missing at Biden's border, and everyone is denying. First off, they're denying that trafficking even happens at the border. Second off, they're denying that 300,000 kids went missing. Third off, they're denying abuse that's happening, which is absolutely disgusting. These are the same people that are going out in public and calling MAGA supporters PDF files. The same people that are calling every single Republican a PDF file is basically denying the fact that trafficking happens at the border. Denying the fact that it happens at the border. Disgusting behavior. I'm not defending trafficking. If they really cared about kids, they'd be talking about the real issues going on in America. Everyone saw that movie that came out a couple years ago that they tried to ban from movie theaters that was about kids getting trafficked at the border. If someone can remind me what it's called, something light, I think. The light at the end of the tunnel, maybe, something like that. I really don't remember. Someone told me this morning, but I forgot. But if anyone can remind me in the comment section, what was that movie that was about trafficking at the border? Either way, the Democrats are denying that trafficking even happens at the border. They think nothing happens to kids. They think that these kids aren't being taken advantage of. 300 plus thousand kids went missing at Biden's border. 300,000 plus. 33,000 were found getting abused and raped. Trump found 14,000 missing kids yesterday. 14,000. 14,000 missing kids yesterday. Now, people told me, look into the NGOs that help these illegals get over the border. Maybe I should look into these NGOs because I'm suspicious. Maybe they're the ones doing kid diddling activities. Because I'm really suspicious of these NGOs. Can someone remind me what the movie was about the kids being trafficked a couple years that they try to take out of theaters? It was that about the border and the kids and the trafficking. Can someone remind me? Let me know if you guys remember it. But it's absolutely disgusting. You really got to read my TikTok comments. These people are real Democrats. I'm not saying all Democrats are Democrats, but if you're defending human trafficking and you're saying that stuff never happens at the border, you disgust me. Put your ass in the wood chipper. We need the wood chipper for all those denying people. Straight up. Someone check their hard drive. Because that shit is messed up and disgusting. Hey, James, how are you doing? How's everyone doing? Happy Saturday, everyone. See, they don't care about the list. They don't care about the kids. They care about putting Trump in prison. No, he will not pardon Maxwell. Even if this list comes out, it's just going to be another buzzword for the next 4 years. Another buzzword, PDF file, PDF file. I'm just going to give it to you like this, you guys. You don't want to say it to someone that's not a politician, someone that you see in person. I think Trump might be involved in the list, but I don't think he's a PDF file. I don't think Trump is my savior. Trump has made a lot of mistakes. And Trump has done a lot of fucked up things. But I don't think he's a PDF file, not for an instant. Hit the like, subscribe button. Welcome in, everyone. Once again, now that we have a couple people in here, I've been posting TikTok videos about trafficking. About 300,000 kids went missing under Biden. 33,000 were found being grapes, and abused. If you know what I'm saying. And they denied all of that. They said, well, actually, no one gets human trafficked at the border. They're full of shit. That is fucking disgusting to say. Sorry about the language, but it's 100% necessary. If my channel ever gets blown up, I will definitely give money to support these kinds of causes. Because that shit is messed up that the Democrats want to deny the existence of it. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. If they really cared about the kids, they really cared about this, they would be talking about all the trafficking that goes on at the border, specifically under Biden's administration. Both situations do matter. I want the list to come out. And I don't want the main focus to be just Trump. I want the thousands of people involved in this Epstein ring to be arrested. I don't want the Democrats just to release the stuff about Trump like they so badly want to do. I want the truth. I want the truth. Both situations do matter, but denying human trafficking exists is disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting behavior. The Sound of Freedom, yep. I talked about The Sound of Freedom, and you know what a Democrat told me? Oh, that movie was proven to be false and completely fake and inaccurate. So you're telling me you're denying human trafficking happens at the border. You're full of shit. You're full of shit. I just told you, I think Trump's name might be on the list, 50%. Yes, I want Trump arrested if he did things to children. I hate trafficking and I hate PDF files. Put their asses in the wood chipper. Hit that like, subscribe button if there's anything you guys want to talk about. Hey, Gary, you're crying. You're crying. You're the same kind of guy that would defend Biden's administration and say, no, human trafficking doesn't happen at the border. You don't troll me. You haven't successfully trolled me once. All Republicans want anyone involved arrested. I just said I think Trump is probably on that list, but I don't think he's a PDF file. Just because he had a lot of involvement in Epstein's inner circle and he was an elitist. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything you want me to read out loud, drop some super chats. It's disgusting that the Democratic Party on TikTok is defending Biden's administration, saying, oh, no, there was no trafficking going on at the border. People don't get human trafficked at the border. Specifically minors, they said, that doesn't happen to them. That is absolutely disgusting. Put all those commoners in the wood chipper. Yeah, you don't want to talk about all those people human trafficked. A lot of trafficking at the border, 100%. MAGA is alive and well, brother. If you guys have any questions, any comments, anything you want me to read out loud, drop some super chats. I need a poster of Trump. I need a Trump phone, I need some Trump shoes, and I need a poster of Trump. What about everyone else on that list? People are only worried about Trump being on that list. And only worried about one guy. Get them all in trouble. It's because they don't care about that list. They don't care about the children. They say human trafficking isn't happening at the border. They only want Trump arrested. They only care if Trump goes to jail, and they do not care about anything else. They don't care about how Trump goes to jail. Trump is releasing the information. Even if the list comes out, if Trump isn't guilty, you're going to say it's fake. So I fully have accepted that you guys will just be crying about Epstein. I fully accept it. Even when the information, the list comes out, the court documents, Maxwell is going to testify next month. Even when all this information comes out, I have fully accepted that you guys will be crying about the Epstein files for the next 3.5 years, saying it's fake or saying and bitching about this or that. The files are coming out. The problem with the Democrats is they're like little kids. When they want something, they want it now. And if they don't have it now, they start crying and whining. I just said that Trump is most likely on the list because of his previous friendship and, he was in Epstein's inner circle. But I don't think that he was involved in PDF activity. He might not even have known that he was up to that kind of activity. We didn't do the violent ICE riots. You guys did the violent riots. And it's coming out. The list is coming out. But you got to be patient. If you guys want me to talk about January 6th so badly, drop a super chat. I would love to talk about it. Other than that, this is a stale old topic. Can we talk instead about how the Democrats are denying that human trafficking happens at the border on my TikTok page after I posted that 300,000 kids went missing at the border? 300,000 kids went missing at the border. 33,000 kids were found getting raped, abused. That came in illegally under Biden's administration. Just the other day, Trump found 13,000 missing kids that their parents were looking for them and didn't know where they were. They went missing in the country. Hit that like, subscribe button. Look, we got another denier. No, human trafficking doesn't happen at the border. You're disgusting. You're disgusting. You're denying human trafficking happens at the border. Fucking absolutely disgusting individual. That's why we call you Diddycrats. That's why we call you demon rats. See, look, he's publicly saying that it doesn't happen at the border. That's why your party lost the election. That's why you guys aren't going to lose. That's why you guys aren't going to win. I meant to say that's why you guys aren't going to win the election again. How dangerous is a 12-year-old? What does that question even mean? That sounds disgusting. You should be investigated for that kind of comment. We love President Trump. 12-year-olds can't defend themselves from human trafficking. They aren't very dangerous. And human trafficking does happen at the border. It's disgusting. Very disgusting activity. They're defending it. They say nothing happens to kids at the border. You guys are lying. Immigrants for Trump, hell yeah. It does happen at the border, you disgusting SOB. Jesus loves Democrats but hates their sin. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything you want me to read out loud, drop some super chats, release those files, release those kids wherever they're being trapped. The 300,000 that went missing at Biden's border that got, put in traffic, basically. Let's say it like that. It's all over the internet. Can you not read about all those kids? Look, more denying. Democrats are going to hell for denying what's happening to kids. Any deniers of what's happening to the children out there, that's proof that your party doesn't give a damn about children. You only care about putting Trump in prison. You never cared about the children. And I'm exposing you guys. I'm exposing you guys. I'm exposing you guys for not giving a shit about the children being abused. The ones that criminals, rip away from their families at the border and sell them. Yeah, those kids, you guys don't give a flying fuck about them. If you care so much about the children, why are you deporting them back? So they can't get abused and used by, weirdos in the United States. If they're not documented in the United States, how are we going to know these kids are in here? How are we going to protect the kids if we don't know these kids are in the country? So of course I want them deported back to their home country where they're safe from creeps and weirdos. If there's no documents of these kids being in the country, then these weirdos can use and abuse them and sell these kids on the slave market. It's disgusting. That's exactly why I want the kids deported back. Because if they aren't deported and they stay illegally, they can end up like the 14 minor children that were found working at the MJ farm in California. These 14 kids were working with 2 convicted PDF files. So who the hell knows what happens to them? Who the hell knows what happens to them? If they're not documented, if they're unaccompanied, why should we keep these illegal children in our country? Send them home. Find their parents and send them home. Find their family. Like, what kind of question is that? If you care so much about the children, why are you deporting them back? Maybe because they're undocumented and no one knows, if they're in the country in the first place. It's exactly why we need to deport them back. A lot of them came here with their families and end up getting ripped away from their families. A lot of them are so young, they're not coming here for any specific reason. They're coming here because their families try to bring them here, and sometimes they get ripped away from their families. It's really unfortunate. Some of these kids are 6, 7, 8 years old. Do you really think they can understand that their parents are trying to come here for a better life? They don't understand that. They can come here legally. I love immigrants. I love legal immigrants. I think we should deport all the illegal immigrants, especially the children. If they're undocumented, it's just a bigger reason for human trafficking rings, PDF files, and other people to take these kids away when no one will know they're even existing in the country. It's disgusting. If we know about 300,000 kids that went missing under President Joe Biden, imagine how many kids we don't know that went missing. Just imagine at the border. Many don't come with their family. They are forced to come. Yeah, a lot of them might be connected to the cartel and they're forced to come by, cartel and other gangs to be put in trafficking and all kinds of rape and abuse in the United States. It's disgusting. Because if they leave their country and they enter a country where there's no documented proof, 65,000 calls went unanswered under Biden. 65,000. Ripped by ICE cartel and government officials. Democrats, as much as you, don't like hearing, especially Republican. I don't know what you mean by that. I think you mean raped by ICE, cartel government officials, both Democrats. I don't know what you mean by that comment, really. The grammar isn't too good. Newsom for janitor, 2028. I think you mean to say that Democrats also don't like to see it happening. Ripped away from their families. Actually, we got rid of that. That was an Obama policy. Now we have quite the option to keep the families together. Samuel, they're used. Being ripped apart by, being ripped away from the country by ICE is not as bad as being ripped away from your family by the cartel or corrupt government officials in countries like Mexico or anywhere in South America. They can be deported together. And that's been proven. They can be deported together. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything you want to talk about, let me know. You cannot be deported based on your appearance. You can be profiled based on your appearance. I've been profiled before. I know you guys aren't going to believe it because I'm a white man, but yeah, I've been profiled by the U.S. government before. Re-entering the country. That's vague and unconvincing. If anyone wants to hear the story about how they profiled me re-entering the country, United States Customs, if anyone wants to hear that story, drop a super chat. I've talked about it before on here. He went to Scotland to get a deal done. Well, this story ain't fake. Put the PDF files in the wood chipper. They don't want to hear about the kids being trafficked illegally across that border because they're illegal immigrants. They just want to hear about the Epstein files and how, they want Trump to go to prison so badly, but they don't care about anyone else on the list. Just show us Trump is on the list and arrest him and we'll be happy. Other than that, we don't give a damn about the kids or trafficking or none of that, so don't talk about that. Hit that like, subscribe button. Let me know where you guys are coming from. You F around and you find out. 300,000 minors went missing under President Joe Biden. Joe spent 45% of his term on vacation. If you guys have any questions, any comments you want me to talk about, drop some super chats. Bullcrap. Human trafficking doesn't happen at the border, says the Democrats. Full of fucking shit. Trump is winning and Democrats are mad. 33,000 kids were found being abused and raped that were from Biden's administration. 13,000 kids were found yesterday by Trump's administration, by Trump's Fed. These were some of the kids that went missing under Biden's presidency that were illegal immigrants. It's unfortunate. Most kids that go missing under, illegal immigration through the border, these kids are mostly all abused. For the most part, they are. It's really sad to see. And if the Democrats really cared about the children, they would be pushing this issue. They would be pushing this issue if the Democrats cared. They don't care. They just care about arresting Trump. They just care about arresting Trump. Hey, Democrats, CNN is hiring. Actually, I don't think they are hiring. They fired a lot of employees. Trying to draw the attention from one PDF to another makes no sense. Take them both down, Trump and Biden. First off, neither Biden or Trump has evidence against them saying that they're a PDF file. Second off, the only evidence against Biden is Biden, touching kids weirdly and sniffing their heads. But I'm not one to say that he's, 100% a PDF file. Innocent until proven guilty for both Trump and Biden. But the only difference is Biden has done some very, very questionable things to kids live on television every other day. Every other day he's sniffing their heads. While Trump, on the other hand, has no video proof or photo proof of him doing questionable things to children. Photos of Trump and Epstein are not proof of crimes. And it's not questionable because Trump isn't touching kids and sniffing them like Biden did live on television every other day. South Park is amazing. If you guys have any other questions, comments, drop some super chats. Let me know where you guys are coming from. If you aren't passionate about taking down the PDF files and the kitty smugglers, then, maybe you shouldn't be yapping about Epstein if you don't even care about the kids. You just care about putting Trump in prison. Hit that like, subscribe button. Maxwell will not be pardoned. That's right. They said Diddy was going to get pardoned too, but The View is being canceled? Really? Who's canceling The View? Thank God. Trump is convicted criminally of no crimes such as rape. That's incorrect. Trump 2028. We can't forget that Trump has brought in $7 trillion worth of investment into the United States. I said convicted of no sexual crimes, criminally. Criminally found guilty of 0 sexual crimes. Civilly liable and a civil case for money is not a criminal charge. Once again, 0 criminal charges. Hit that like, subscribe button. If you guys have any questions, topics, anything you guys want to talk about, drop some super chats. They all will be read out loud, talked about, and discussed. If you guys really cared about the children, you would be talking about the 300,000 kids that went missing thanks to Border Czar Harris and President Joe Biden at the border. He has no criminal record for that lady. No criminal record of SA or grape charges or anything. Tell your Republicans to release the files and stop blocking them. Well, tell your Democrat judges down in Florida, where I'm from, and your Democrat judges in New York to release the transcripts and the court documents and all the evidence that they have against Epstein and his clients. Tell your Democrat judges to release all that information, your Obama-appointed judges, all the transcripts, all the information, all that information. All Republicans want that list to be released. So just tell your Democrat judges to release the transcripts, the court filings, everything they have, so we can actually see the full evidence, not just a list of names. What does a list of names prove? We need those documents. We need those court filings. We need to know who did what. We need the videos. We need the photos. We can censor it. We just need to see whose face and who's in them. We need the evidence. I'm not legitimately evil. You know who's legitimately evil? The Democrats claiming that no human trafficking happens at that border. It's disgusting. I think Republicans want those files dropped too. Haven't met one person that says don't release the list. Haven't met one person that says don't release the list. By the way, they had a full House vote on quote unquote releasing the list. But releasing the list wasn't the only thing they were voting on. They were voting on multiple subjects. But either way, that's not the point. The truth is that a lot of the Republicans did vote no not to release it. But the vote was 241 to 240. Two Democrats didn't vote at all. If they would have voted, they would have broken the vote and the list would have released. So, cry about that. Trump said he's going to release the list. We have a lot in common, Jeffrey. Effing coward. When did he say that? Was that part of the fake birthday card that the Wall Street Journal refuses to show? And even if he did say that, what proof of crimes is that? I don't know if he said it or not, but even if he did say it, what proof of crimes is that? That's bullshit. That's what it is. They didn't show that birthday card because they don't have a birthday card. Hit that like, subscribe button. Let me know what you guys are coming from, where you're coming from and whatnot. I am tired of the two-party system, to be honest with you. I agree. Trump is calling for the release of those files. The Democrats just got to be patient. They're like little kids. When they want something, they want it now. They can't be patient and wait for the truth to come out. And when the truth finally does come out, it really doesn't matter. I fully accepted that these people are going to use Epstein as a buzzword for the next 3.5 years. Just like they use racist, all these other words. They won't believe the files. They won't believe the information unless Trump goes to prison or is shown on that list doing crimes, PDF crimes. Trump said, release the files. Dem judges says, please don't expose my family. Hit that like, subscribe button. Let me know where you guys are coming from. What city, what state, who did you vote for? Libertarian's a good option, but I don't think we're going to have a libertarian president anytime soon because the lobbying and all the funds go to the two-party system. You don't even know what a goyim is. Trafficking is happening everywhere. But you know where it's happening a lot at? The border. And the Democrats fully deny that. They say, no trafficking happens at the border. Why would we pardon Maxwell? That's not going to happen. You're a predator defender? These are children? Hell no, bro. I'm literally saying that Biden's administration let 300,000 kids go missing. I'm literally saying to release those files, arrest everyone on them, put the PDF files in prison, arrest everyone that's guilty on that list of PDF activity. Like I said, I'm not defending anyone. The only people that are defending people are the people that are denying that trafficking happens at that border. 300,000 kids went missing. 33,000 kids were found being raped and abused. Illegal immigrant kids that were unaccompanied by parents or any type of family. David, if you don't know this, you got to do some research. It's all over the internet. Trump isn't perfect. And if he's on that list, everyone that's on that list that's actually guilty of a crime, Trump may be on that list because he was involved with Epstein a bit, but I don't think he's a PDF. Trump is releasing that list. You just got to be patient. Being on the list doesn't prove you're guilty of a crime. We need hard evidence. I think some people that were involved with Epstein that didn't do any crimes are probably on that list. And I believe there's multiple versions of the list as well. But if Trump isn't on that list, you guys will never shut the hell up. So it really makes no difference. Hit that like, subscribe button. Thank you, Cole, for that super chat. Trump isn't a PDF file, but he does like young girls. You can like young girls as long as they're 18 and plus. It's legal. Scotland, welcome President Trump. It's morally wrong? What's morally wrong? Dating an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old girl? That's your own personal opinion. Brother, I'm in my 20s. If I want to date a 19-year-old girl, I will. I'm not 55 years old. I'm not 20. I'm in my mid-20s. And even if I was 36, I can still date a 19-year-old girl if I want. It's completely legal. It's legal, yeah. If you're 55 and 19, it's legal. Sometimes I do date 19-year-old girls, so I'm in my mid-20s. It's perfectly legal, and it's not wrong. Legal and moral are two different things, I agree. Elvis Presley married a 14-year-old. I think that's disgusting, but I also understand a lot of people did that at that time. You know Trump won't release the Epstein files. You know it. If he was going to release them, he would have done it already. Well, he's trying to get the full documents out. Maybe it never will release, but I personally think that there's at least, a 60-70% chance that the files will release. But everyone will call them fake. But I think he wants to get the court documents, the transcripts, and all the evidence from the courts first. That way we can actually see who's guilty and who's not guilty. What does a list of names tell you? What does it tell you about what charges they're guilty for example? People still loved Elvis. It was because it was normal during that time, but I think it's disgusting. Most of these people are bots because they're not hitting that like button. Double tap that screen. I didn't see any box that Maxwell walked back into prison with. That's interesting. I don't know. Maybe some McDonald's? I'm not denying it. I say release the evidence and just be patient and wait. Trump might release that list. I think there's a high probability. I'm more than 5 years older, but sure. And I don't think a 19-year-old and a 25 or 26 or 27-year-old are the same mental capacity at all. My personal opinion, though. 300,000 kids are missing at the border. Either way, a lot of human trafficking goes on at the border, and your entire party is denying that. Hit the like, subscribe button. I'm not 20, I'm in my mid 20s. I New York Post. New York Post. There's a source for you. I mean New York Times. New York Times. There's a source for you. The House of Representatives posted an entire article about how 300,000 kids went missing. Either way, I think we're going to wrap this up unless you guys have any super chat questions or comments you want to talk about. Trump did 14 pageants. I don't know what you're yapping about. I literally am attacking people that traffic humans, and you're ignoring the fact that there's a lot of human trafficking going on at the border because of this whole illegal immigrants problem. Mostly because of Biden's administration. 300,000 kids went missing. 33,000 kids were found being raped and abused recently. They're files, not a simple list. Come on, you're smart. You know he won't release them. Kids are going missing with the Trump in office. Yeah, kids are always going missing. Kids are always getting human trafficked. What are you trying to say here? You should be condemning that behavior. You should be condemning everyone talking about Epstein and the children and Trump If they really care about children, they should be just like me, talking about all the children being trafficked and abused. And they should be standing up against this bullshit. They shouldn't just be talking about Epstein and Trump. You're mad because I'm exposing human trafficking that your party defends, Cole. That's why you're mad. So you admit there's no list. So you admit Trump wasn't lying when he said, oh, there's no list. So you admit that it's Epstein files now, huh? I think there's multiple lists, multiple sources, multiple information. What really matters is who is guilty of what crimes, and if you're a guilty PDF file, you should get the death penalty. Plain and simple. Unlike Joe Biden, I believe in the death penalty. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Don't we all agree that the PDF file should get the death penalty? I don't even know what you mean by that comment, Andrew. No, they need the death penalty. Put their ass in the wood chipper. I don't care if it's your favorite actor, your favorite politician. If they're a PDF file, put their ass in the wood chipper. Slip up? If you do anything with children, that's not a slip up. That means you're fucked up. And you should get that death penalty. If they lie about their age or their age is questionable, you shouldn't be getting involved with these people in general. In general, there's no excuses. Doesn't matter if they lied about their age. And some disgusting people brought this up. 16 is legal in a lot of states. That's disgusting, first off. There's a lot of room for mistakes and error. But if you get charged with PDF activity, wood chipper time, wood chipper time. I ain't removing shit. I got the moderators removing you. If there's anything you want me to talk about, discuss, read out loud, you can drop some super chats. Now the Democrats care about freedom of speech. All of a sudden, they're freedom of speech activists. That's crazy. Freedom of speech doesn't truly exist. You can't go in someone's private business and start yapping your head off and expect not to get kicked out. I'm not 20 years old. And that's a weird ass name. Doorway sniffer? You sniffing children like Joe Biden? Why are you crying about President Trump suing people? People and politicians have been suing Trump first. Hit that like, subscribe button. Let me know where you guys are coming from. They tried to kill him, you blind goats. Double tap the screen, Like, subscribe. Let me know where you guys are coming from. What city, what state? P, you don't have to watch me. You can go for a walk. I'll do what I like and you can do what you like. The wood chipper. It was actually 13 kids they found on the MJ farm. And those 13 kids they found on the MJ farm, they were working alongside 2 convicted PDF files. You're disgusting, Andrew. Put people like you in the wood chipper. Bye-bye. Trump ain't going to jail anytime soon. He ain't doing any PDF activities. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything you want me to talk about so badly, please drop a super chat. Spammers will be removed. This is your final warning. They need to gather the information. Please stop spamming. They should be sent back to their family, those kids. Tariffs are amazing for the country. If tariffs aren't good, why do other countries put tariffs on us higher than we do first? Explain that logic. What comments have you left? And I respond to every single super chat. I responded to every single one so far. If I miss your comments, it's because we have a lot of other comments coming. But super chats are highlighted and they are talked about, read out loud. Super chats stay on the screen for a couple minutes. He said the Epstein list is fake. He didn't say anything about files. And he says he's releasing everything. So just be patient. I think there's a 70-80% chance he's telling the truth. All presidents do lie after all. What facts? What facts? If tariffs cause inflation, then why is inflation lowering than it was lower than when Biden was president? Why do other countries put tariffs on us first if it causes that country inflation and economic harm? You guys make no sense. Being on a plane doesn't make you a PDF file. He rubbed shoulders with everyone at the top. That's right. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything you want me to read out loud, drop some super chats, or we might wrap up in a minute or two. If we get some super chats, we'll keep rambling for a while. Oh, Sniffer's crying. Go sniff some children with your buddy Biden. Inflation was much higher than 2% under Biden. 1 year under Biden, grocery prices alone went up 25%. The estimates were saying 9 to 12% year over year inflation under Biden. And those were CNN numbers. And that was in 2023. Rick is smoking crack with Hunter Biden. I know Hunter Biden's a good crack cook, Rick. He says he makes his own crack because it's less dangerous. But please, you and Hunter chill out a little bit. Chill a little bit out. Joe let that 500 tons of food expire. 500 tons of food that Trump had to dispose of because Biden didn't send it to Afghanistan and Pakistan. And either way, the U.S. has plenty of flipping money. It's 800,000 that Joe basically made go to waste. But if we really want to send them food, we can send them another $1 million in food. Hunter can't even do an interview without talking about cooking that shit up. Hit that like, subscribe button. If you guys have any questions or comments or anything you guys want to talk about, let me know. Drop some super chats. Or we're probably going to end this in the next 60 seconds. Any super chats? Any questions? Anything original to say? No? Nothing? Nothing to say? If you want me to talk about that, drop a super chat. That's a touchy topic, but I would love to talk about it. Hit the like, subscribe button. I mean, it's obviously a touchy topic. Harris ran on killing babies. That was one of her only policies. Kill more babies. Harris for baby killing. Pretty much, she said that. It was her only thing that she ran on. Any more questions? Any super chats? I'm going to log off right now. If not, I'll give you guys a solid 30 seconds. I'm watching the clock. I'm not trying to rage bait. You guys just rage and freak the hell out. I ain't even trying to make you do all that. $5? Cole, you gave me $2 or $5. That is not $15. You gave $5 or $2, but I appreciate it a lot. But don't lie. I've taken my hat off, and everyone loves the channel regardless. I appreciate it either way. I hope you do well as well, Cole. I hope you do well in life. Hey, okay, you super chatted money the other day. I didn't count that as well. I appreciate you. Cole, please join the Discord. Give me the facts. Let's talk one-on-one in the Discord. Link in bio. If there's any specific facts you want me to look at, I will look at them. More lies. If you want to make a financial bet on that I can pull over 350 people in the live stream with no hat, then we can make a bet on that. I just wear this hat because it pisses you off. I can still pull in views either way. Okay, yeah, I got a little bit stuck up in the conversation. I'm wrapping it up now. If Trump is gone, then I will burn the hat and condemn Trump and support JD. Cole, do you really care about JD? Do you really think he's a good president? A vice president? Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up now, guys. Seriously. Hit the like, subscribe button. I appreciate the good conversations, Cole. Just wish it could be a little bit less. I mean, I don't know about that either. But that's debatable. That's debatable. But you don't seem like you would like any Republican. Or are you conservative? Last, final question. Cole, would you vote for a Republican? Yes or no? I got caught up, Andrew. Cry about it. You can leave anytime. I was talking about the other Coleman. The other Cole. Ashley Biden's diary. Hope you have a good day too. I care about America having affordable homes too. That's why I think it's good that Trump's going to bring down the interest rates. He's pressuring Powell, whatever the hell the guy's name is, to lower interest. That lowers the price of homes. Anyway, have a good day, everyone. Peace out. Join my Discord, link in bio. 125 people in there, chatting, discussing, completely bipartisan. Peace out, everyone. Did the housing problem just start? That's a great question. But peace out, guys. Appreciate the talk too, Cole. It's always interesting. I'm always here to talk and discuss with you. Whenever you want. My channel's here. I'll be going live today, by the way, at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll see you guys there. Peace out. Nah, it's okay. Everyone's cray.